Hi friends, I'm Lord, and this is a quick tutorial on Shulkers. Shulkers are a hostile mob which spawns in the End cities, which are part of the End dimension. Shulkers only spawn once. When the End city, which is what I'm standing on now, when the End city is generated, that's when the Shulkers are generated, and once you kill the Shulkers, they're gone forever. The only way to get more Shulkers is to go to new End cities. So, if I were to kill these guys, which is something that I highly recommend, you get some pretty good stuff, like what I'm holding right now, which is a Shulker box. I'll get to that in a bit. But if I were to kill these Shulkers behind me, they would not respawn. I would have to go and find myself another End city. And I'm not going to cover how to find an End city in this video, but essentially all you have to do is kill the End dragon again. When you kill the End dragon, a new portal opens up to a new End city, which will have newly generated Shulkers in them. You can only do that 20 times, however, so make them count. Shulkers are super useful because they have a 50% chance of dropping a Shulker shell, which is this. Shulker shells make the Shulker boxes. So let me go ahead and switch over into survival mode so that I can demonstrate killing these Shulkers. Let me go ahead and equip my armor. Whoops. Okay, I am all set and ready to go. I kind of put some cheats on here because that's the only way I'm going to be able to do this effectively in a short time. So here we are, I'm all set. And now I'm in survival mode. This Shulker can see me now, and he's going to start attacking me by shooting these balls of levitation at me. They, when they hit you, they do damage, as we will see once he gets me. So it does damage, and then it gives me this levitation effect. So right now I'm hiding inside of this room because the levitation effect would make me go up really high, and that would be bad. So anyway, Shulkers are very difficult to kill. Apart from this rather intense attack that they have, which can be quite dangerous, you don't want to have this levitation effect and then float out over there and fall into the void. They are difficult to kill because they have 20 of these defense items. So we as a player only get 10. They have twice as much resistance as we do. Now, I've got a pretty beefed up sword, so I was able to kill him without too much difficulty, and there we go. I got a third Shulker shell. Now I happen to know that there is another Shulker up here. Uh-oh, there's an awful lot of them trying to get at me. Okay, this is not good. I don't have a pickaxe either. I'm just going to go quickly back into creative mode and give myself a pickaxe so that I can actually do something. Okay. Survival. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get up on top of the roof here, which is definitely dangerous, don't get me wrong. But I have my elytra on, so worst comes to worst, I shouldn't be too bad off. But I got to be able to get back down there so that I can hit this guy. Come on. It's going to wear off in just a second and I'm going to fall. Okay, well I didn't do a very good job at that. Ah! Die. No! They are quite the challenge. Quite the challenge indeed. I'm gonna die if I'm not careful here. There we go, I got my elytra on. Okay, let's give this guy another go. I know we can do it. If I can get up here, there we go. Ah! Come on. He's gonna kill me, isn't he? Oh no! Whew, barely alive. Can I kill him without dying? Apparently not. They are a challenge. There we go, I got him. Okay, let me demonstrate the Shulker boxes down here in the safety of this little room. A Shulker box is essentially a portable chest, and they're super handy. So you can make a Shulker box by putting 2 Shulker shells, one on the top, one on the bottom, and a chest in the middle. And that'll make you a purple Shulker box. Purple is the default color, as you can tell. The Shulkers are designed to blend in with the end cities, that's why they're purple. Anyway, once you make a Shulker box, you can dye it to be any color you want it to be. So there we go, I made myself a red Shulker box. And now, I can put my items inside of it and bring them back with me to the overworld. You can't put another Shulker box inside of a Shulker box, though. That would give you infinite storage, and this is not Inception, this is Minecraft. Although that would be pretty darn cool. I put my pickaxe in there. It's hard to pick it up. You have to pick them up with a pickaxe. There you go. Picked up my Shulker box, and it holds everything inside of it that I put in it. And if I go back to the overworld, let me just go over here to the portal. And I should probably get something to be able to go through the portal. Ah. Going straight back to the overworld with my Shulker box. And it's going to give me the credits. Alright, here we go. Back in the overworld. There's my Shulker box. There's what's inside of it. That's how it works, and that's why you want to kill Shulkers. Makes transportation of items so much easier, especially over long distances or going back and forth from the end dimension or the nether or anything like that. Another fun fact about Shulkers is that they do not despawn. Even if you were to switch to peaceful mode or something, Shulkers don't despawn. And because of that, there is a super fancy trick that some people have developed, and that is you can transport Shulkers out of the end and move them into your vanilla Minecraft survival world. And if you put them in your spawn chunks and keep them there and keep them safe, then those Shulkers essentially fill up the mob cap. What that means is that in your world, if you have I don't know how many it is. Maybe it's like 80 or 100 Shulkers in your spawn chunks. Your spawn chunks are constantly loaded. And if they're constantly loaded, the game says, oh, you have 100 mobs, so it doesn't make any more. Essentially, it's a way to make peaceful Minecraft without switching to peaceful mode. You can stay on hard mode, and any hostile mobs will not spawn anywhere in your overworld. And you can even make this a switch by pushing the Shulkers out of your spawn chunks into a different chunk. Would mean that the chunk that the Shulkers are in is no longer permanently loaded, which means that hostile mobs would then spawn. And then if you push them back into your spawn chunks, they are again in a chunk that is constantly loaded, and the mobs disappear and don't spawn. So that's a really, really useful tool that you can use to make your survival Minecraft world a peaceful world without cheating, without putting it on peaceful mode. You can push Shulkers into boats and into minecarts. You can push them through the end portal. You can drive them all around your place and get them into these little special cages. That's definitely a tutorial that would take a lot longer than I have time for, but if you're interested, you can leave a comment and I will try to build a video explaining how to do that. So I hope this short tutorial has been helpful. I'm Lord, and I'm happy to bring these tips to you, and if you learned something from the video, if the video is helpful, go ahead and leave a like. That would be awesome. Thanks very much for watching. See you later, folks.